Good morning, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, morning headlines on September 29, 2023. Andrew Tate travel restrictions eased, but he still can't get back his cars and watches. Mark Milley responds to Trump's suggestion he should be executed for treason. The Independent, Milley on Trump suggesting, execution, threat to me is threat to entire military. MSNBC, Mark Milley takes safety precautions after Trump suggests he should be executed. Vanity Fair, former top U.S. general, Trump movement is major threat to armed forces. MSNBC, opinion, Donald Trump's campaign of violence and lawlessness. Fast food workers cry and cheer as minimum wage increased to $20 an hour in California. Sky News, California Governor Gavin Newsom signs law to raise minimum wage for fast food workers to $20 per hour. The Independent, California minimum wage for fast food workers raised to $20 an hour. Reuters, California law raises minimum wage for fast food workers. 6 women rescued from back of lorry in France after texts to reporter. The Guardian, how distress call to BBC led to rescue of 6 women trapped in refrigerated lorry in France. BBC, women found in lorry in France face deportation. BBC, 6 female migrants rescued from truck in France after calling journalist for help. France 24 English, 6 women rescued from back of lorry in France after texts to BBC reporter. U.S. offers $5 million reward for information on Ecuador election assassination. BBC, U.S. offers $5 MLN reward for information on killing of Ecuadorian presidential candidate. Reuters, U.S. offers $5 million reward for insight into Ecuador election assassination. Al Jazeera English, U.S. Department of State announces transnational organized crime rewards offer for as yet unknown co-conspirators responsible for the assassination of Fernando Villavicencio, United States Department of State. Risk of miscalculation rises in South China Sea as Beijing ramps up aggressive tactics. The Guardian, how a tiny crew struck a blow against China with a wooden boat and a knife. The Wall Street Journal, U.S. commends Philippines on removal of Chinese barrier in South China Sea. Reuters, China's South China Sea tactics push Manila to become more assertive. Voice of America, VOA News, Marcos bid to challenge China on disputed shoal pressures U.S. U.S. government shutdown, Kevin McCarthy scrambling for last-minute deal. Europe's oldest shoe found in Spanish bat cave. BBC, Europe's oldest shoes found in Spanish cave. The Telegraph, Europe's oldest shoes step out after 6,000 years in bat cave. The Times, Esparto sandals found in a cave in southern Spain are the oldest known footwear in Europe. Swiss glaciers lose 10% of their volume in 2 years. The Guardian, Swiss glaciers get 10% smaller in 2 years. BBC, Switzerland has lost 10% of its glaciers in just 2 years in catastrophic ice melt, study shows. Sky News, 10th of Swiss glaciers lost in 2 sweltering summers. The Times, Swiss glaciers lose 10% of volume in last 2 years. Travis King undergoing health examinations in Texas after North Korea release. BBC, Travis King, what happened to the U.S. soldier in North Korea? BBC News. BBC News, U.S. soldier Travis King who fled to North Korea returns to U.S. Sky News, what to know and what's next for Travis King, the American soldier who ran into North Korea. The Independent, American soldier released in North Korea returns to U.S. Trump loses bid to delay New York civil fraud trial. BBC, court rejects Donald Trump's bid to delay trial in wake of fraud ruling that threatens his business. The Independent, the New York buildings that Donald Trump could lose. BBC, an appeals court rejected Trump's effort to delay his fraud trial. The New York Times, U.S. real estate, Trump is not the only developer with hype expectations. Canada Nazi row puts spotlight on Ukraine's World War II past. BBC, Justin Trudeau apologizes after Nazi veteran honored in Parliament. BBC, Russia, NATO nation Poland demand extradition of Nazi veteran honored in Canadian Parl. Watch. Hindustan Times, Trudeau apologizes after Nazi honored in Canada's Parliament. Al Jazeera English, Canadian PM Trudeau offers unreserved apology for invite to Nazi veteran. Russia-Ukraine war, matter of time, before Ukraine becomes official NATO ally, says Zelensky, as it happened. The Guardian, Ukraine-Russia war, Ukraine gradually gaining ground says NATO chief. The Telegraph, Zelensky says only matter of time before Ukraine becomes NATO member. The Independent, NATO members and Ukraine to step up industry cooperation. Euractiv, Ukraine recap, Ukraine and allies maintain optimism despite slow progress on the battlefield. Joe Biden, Republicans hold first hearing in impeachment inquiry. Sky News, House Republicans holding first Biden impeachment hearing. BBC, Republicans make their case at Biden impeachment inquiry. BBC, even some Republicans admit Biden impeachment hearing is a disaster. Child soldiers, executions, bombs, deadly gang violence grips Sweden. The Independent, Sweden gangs, PM summons army chief after surge in killings. BBC, 3 dead in Sweden after shootings and explosion linked to feud between criminal gangs. Sky News, Swedish PM seeks help from military as gang violence rocks country. Al Jazeera English, Sweden reports record number of monthly fatal shootings. Gunman kills 3 in twin Rotterdam shootings, Dutch police. BBC, Rotterdam shootings, 14-year-old girl among victims, BBC News. BBC News, 2 people shot dead in Netherlands, 5 stabbed in school in Spain. Press TV, student in combat gear shoots dead a mother and her 14-year-old daughter at apartment before opening fire at Our Daily Mail. Man in military clothing, opens fire in classroom at Dutch University Hospital. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.